Hello, Middle Earth hobbyist and LOTR SBG team fans. We're here with just a little update for the channel and I don't know, update for the community and stuff. We haven't posted a video in a while, and it's not that we haven't been active, but we've been, I guess, active more locally.
Yeah, we haven't been active on the channel.
Yes,
but we've been active going to tournaments, painting, things like that.
Very much so. As a matter of fact, we have a couple surprise armies. At least I have a surprise army that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. Something I've been working on very hardly. So
I have not really new armies, but I got some surprises.
Yeah. So first and foremost, we'd like to talk about the year that we've had with Strategy Battle Game. It's been a good year for the community. We've seen so far quite a few new releases, and we've actually gone to, I think, overall majority of the tournaments that have been announced on the ASBGA.
Yeah, so we went to, starting off in January, I went to the Unexpected Tournament in Philadelphia, followed up by, all of us went to Fords of the Potomac 3, I believe.
Yeah.
Then this summer we were busy. You went to the Tennessee?
Yes, I went to Ride of the Hero tournament
in
Nashville.
Yeah. And then we all went to Historicon, and of course we all went to Ringo South because we hosted it locally.
Yeah.
And
all three, all those events can actually be found in different vlogs we've done.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to check out what if you live close by to one of those, you can check out what the event looks like in a vlog. And and we'd encourage you to do that. But we've gone to those tournaments, and I tell you, the vibe and the different armies and things, it's great.
Yeah, I think this new edition really brought out something like new in the community. Like people who were taking kind of tournament armies that were kind of less thematic, more to win kind of things. You see less of those, and really to play really good armies in this edition, I think you gotta play thematic.
Yeah, we've had almost more than a year now to.
Yeah, we've had a little over a year actually. Yeah.
To test that theory. Another interesting thing is that's happened that we didn't go to was Nova. It's not that we didn't want to go, but the tickets sold out.
Tickets sold out. Yeah. There was a lot of stuff that happened at Nova this year, too, from what I heard.
Yeah, some great boards. I think we all plan on going next year.
Mm-hmm.
I also have some great announcements, which we're going to talk about later in the video.
Yes.
So one of the things that we discussed, we've been involved more locally. Our very own Jason Alexander has been put in charge of running kind of more of the local events, running more of the local scene for us. And so he hosted the second Fellowship of the Carolinas. The Fellowship of the Carolinas is a small local tournament that we ran probably 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just everybody that was part of the Carolina community getting together and playing in this tournament. He hosted Fellowship of the Carolinas number 2, which had, I think, 8 people.
Yeah, 8 people.
Basically
all brand new people.
Yeah, brand new people. So we have a fairly big following. It's just like I wasn't able to go to that just because of just scheduling conflicts that were happening. So we plan on having that as a quarterly tournament. We have a champion of the Carolinas. Mm-hmm. It's Tom Carroll. He is the champion of the Carolinas. I don't think he has been on the channel before. Yes.
In battle report.
In one of the battle reports, you could see him play. He played
Mordor,
and I think he was Jason.
Yeah.
Who was playing Rohan. So if you're interested in him and his army, I think he played Lothlorien at Fellowship of the Carolinas. But it's good. We wanted to grow the local community and encourage new players placing to show their skills.
Yeah.
So that's something that Jason he accomplished that, and I think it's a good thing for him.
Yeah.
Next up, we have our November tournaments coming up. So Jason once again is hosting another tournament. It's going to be open to everybody who wants to come. It's going to be called the Pass of the Dead. It's a one-day tournament focused around the Dunharrow side of the movies. You will be getting a theme bonus or a themed army like thing if your army is from the Return of the King. So very cool. It's gonna be November 3rd. So if you guys are interested, please comment down below, and we'll put you in contact with him, and he'll set you up probably with all the details through Facebook.
Yeah.
Another November event that's going on is the March on Music City, November 23rd through the 24th. I think I might be trying to go to that, so be expecting a vlog. Once again, if you're interested in going, comment down below, and we'll put you in contact with the administrator of the tournament. So, also, we would like to talk about our newest season and series that we're planning on doing. Ballot Class Season 1 was finished about 2 months ago, and we do plan on doing a second season of that. It's going to be called Season 2, How to Build an Army, and so we'll be getting all of our teachers and instructors back together, and we'll be looking at very in-depth ways to build an army, and I'm looking forward to that because there's a lot of things that go into building an army that
maybe more so than actually playing a game like was our first season.
Yeah. So the first season, of course, was how a game plays out. Goes through each turn of each game, and I think it was great. I think it has some really good pointers and some good tips and things. So if you're interested, if you're a new player wanting to learn more about that type of thing, I would definitely recommend checking that out. That we have it on one of our playlists as Ballot Class. And then for our new series, we have a couple in the works. I think we are going to do this. I'm not entirely sure yet, but something that we're going to probably do is going to be called Army Breakdown. And it's pretty much we're going to look at different tools and structure things from armies that we've built in the past. So like we would look at my Gondor, I break down its strengths, break down its weaknesses, and if it's something you're interested in doing, you could always just use that army. So that's good. I think once again, just another fascinating video and a fascinating way to look at an army build. So one of the biggest releases, there's been 3 supplements.
Well, there's two
out
out now.
And there's going to be 3 by the end of the year.
Yep.
So we've talked about Gondor War Quarter with it. Mm-hmm. The second one is Scouring of the Shire.
So guys, thing about this book is I absolutely love this one. So I think we've said a few of us on our channel, and me in particular, I was kind of disappointed with Gondor War. Just a few small things that they could have done to have made it a little bit bigger. But this one absolutely blew me away. So not only did they fix is not fix is not the word I'm trying to look for. They made hobbits even better than they were, and then they made ruffians even better than they were. I've actually bought every single model that's come out. I haven't unboxed them, unfortunately. I haven't really thought to, but I've gotten all the hobbits and all the ruffians that have come out. They fixed an artificial limit on hobbits you can take. Now this was fixed with the armies of the Lord of the Rings book as well, because before you couldn't take more than like 70 hobbits or something like that, because you just couldn't have that many heroes. And then they fixed it where Dunedain can be in there. But now that you got like I don't know, 10 new hobbit profiles or something like that, you pretty much can just have an entire army of hobbits, which I love that. Another thing they introduced were traps, which is a really cool little thematic thing that they did. Just the book itself has a lot of cool little thematic rules, like the ruffian guy that can burn down a piece of terrain, and they even came out with a little terrain kit, the Hobbit Hole conversion kit. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think all right. So let's go and talk about Rohan at War, because I think that's going to paint an overall picture of where I want to go.
Okay.
So they announced Rohan at War.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be focusing on, I think Iram is assuming it's going to focus on Isengard, Dunlin, Rohan, and maybe Second Age Rohan.
Yeah. I think the rumors that are kind of circulating right now is it's going to be starting kind of with Rohan, like you said, Second Age, going all the way pretty much through the events of the Two Towers. And I believe that people are saying that they want Ents and Hurons, or whatever they're called. The treemen that, that weren't Ents, but they were kind of trees. So
Yeah.
But I think people are expecting that because I think Gondor Wars, the way I see it, because like all the new profiles and stuff that came out for Gondor War were in the Return of the King book and stuff. So I'm kind of figuring that all the stuff coming out for Rohan War will be Two Towers ish.
Yeah.
I personally like at first, I think is just someone who I wasn't expecting Scouring of the Shire. First off, I honestly thought the next supplement was going to be a Last Alliance. We got Scouring of the Shire, and I think it's really good. It blew me away. Rohan War, I definitely wasn't expecting that because I was, Rohan got, I'm trying to think about how like armies they're trying to, because I know that their goal is when you're doing like the supplements, they want to bring old models back and print and stuff.
Yeah.
Rohan already has like all the models and print and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking they were going to go for a Last Alliance. Last Alliance needs a huge overhaul of pretty much everything.
New everything.
But Rohan, they literally just got a bunch of love with Elfhelm, Darrowine, Durnhelm. But we are getting a Rohan War. And at Nova Open, which you talked about earlier, they showed a plastic Rohan house, which is something that I personally have been begging for the last few years is more Lord of the Rings terrain, Middle-earth terrain.
Yeah.
And, Rohan's been my main army for the last decade or whatever, so...
So I would like to just kind of go full circle of the discussion.
Okay.
So, first of all, I'd like to bring up a couple more points for Rohan War. Is they announced that a thing that they haven't really explored with Rohan yet is the Second Age Rohan with
Early Third Age.
Yeah, sorry, early Third Age with Errol the Young. So like they could do Helmhammer.
It'd be like because in the Sky on the Shire, there's actually an appendices section with like Gulfimble.
Yeah.
So in this Rohan War, probably these characters will be in the appendices.
Yeah, which I think is awesome. And new malls would be awesome. I mean, I don't really think you could have too many profiles in an army because there's different ways you could build armies.
No, exactly, yeah.
And so I think like, hey, right now we have the Rohan Legendary Legion for the
Return of the King, basically.
Return of the King. Yeah. Now we have like a Legendary Legion for the Two Towers, or we can have like a early Third Age Legendary Legion with Errol the Young, who had some pretty cool battles. Mm-hmm. So I don't disagree with the choice. I think that, hey, it's a fascinating choice, and that it's gonna be fun to see. Also, we have like Isengard, I think Isengard would benefit from a little bit more of an update.
Yep, I agree.
I think here's kind of why I see this as going, is they released the updated profiles.
Yeah.
Now I think they're gonna polish each army.
With each new supplement. They did with Gondor.
Yeah.
They got Huron and Gold and Hob. The Shire literally got tons of heroes.
Yeah.
They literally have.
So I think they're going to polish up each army, so each army has a lot of different options, and every army is playable. That being said, here's kind of where I'd like to go with the discussion. First off, Gondor Order's release was kind of smaller than everybody was thinking.
Yeah.
So just food for thought on this, because we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
What happens if Games Workshop released Gondor War with the expectation of focusing on each one of those armies and another supplement?
Yeah.
So, like, Scouring the Shire was a fairly big supplement. They introduced a lot of new heroes, a lot of new guys. There's not much more they can do with the Shire. There's not much more they can do.
There's literally nothing else.
Yeah, there's nothing else they can do with Shire. There's really nothing else they can do with Ruffians. Because it wasn't like a huge portion of the book. The Scouring of the Shire was like the end of the Return of the King. So they introduced everything they could in that book. I think that they could have released a little bit more terrain, maybe some like breed terrain or something. But who knows, that might be happening in the future.
Yeah.
But so here's my thought on Gondor at War now that we're kind of seeing how things are playing out. Is they're taking the armies that you could really put a lot of detail in with each new edition of books.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to... I don't think we're done with Gondor. I don't think we're done with Mordor. I think that there's just too much more there they could do, and I think that they're planning on doing it.
Yeah. So I think like what you're saying is like an army like the Shire, them getting their own supplement and getting, I just counted, they have 9 new profiles for the hobbits. That's literally all they can do with that army. And really, the Shire is kind of a small niche army anyway.
Yeah.
Like Gondor and Mordor have pretty much endless hero options. Like you could take this character who was mentioned in the appendices and whatever else. You could literally do endless things with them. You could do endless things with Rohan. You could do endless things with Mordor. So I think, yeah, exactly what you said. They're going to expand on these armies with other supplements as well as Gondor at War.
Yeah. And I think that...
one more thing we didn't mention is they also announced a new King of the Dead and Heralds of the Dead.
They released new King of the Dead and Heralds of the Dead. I believe there are going to be prizes at Paths of the Dead.
They haven't come out yet. But they were announced.
Yet, but they were announced. So pretty much, and going back to like if they do a Last Alliance, they could focus on a Second Age Mordor.
Yeah, like Barad-dûr, which is
they have a Legendary Legion with Sauron. Mm-hmm. Maybe come up with some heroes for that.
Legendary Legion for Last Alliance.
Last Alliance. So there's a lot more supplements. I don't think they're done with Mordor. I think that Isengard
needs some attention. I could say as someone, I played Isengard back in the last edition with like the Hobbit rules.
Yeah.
And kind of early, like before the Darren Becken came out. This is like 2014, and they were a really strong army then. I think a lot of things that came out since then kind of made them more obsolete. I don't want to say that. I'm saying that with an asterisk because people can win with whatever army they want, but an army like Iron Hills, kind of counter them in some ways. I do think Isengard needs like an armored Uruk-hai hero, like someone big, brute Uruk-hai kind of captain, like someone who's not
a captain but better.
A captain but better,
so
exactly.
3-1-1.
Yeah, 3-1-1 with defense 7 and
with rules.
Rules.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening, and especially if they have like a Helm's Deep guy. You have that guy on the rock. And he can be a profile and
like a Legendary Legion for Isengard attacking Helm's Deep, and they could have. I think they said there's gonna be like a Warg Legendary Legion or Warg attack.
Yeah, which would be cool. Shirku and so I think that we can. I'm not like 100% on this, but I'm kind of just after seeing what they're doing. I think that they're not done with Rohan. Maybe after Rohan at War.
After Rohan at War, I'd be interested to see what else they'd want to do with Rohan.
Yeah, I think that Gondor, there's a lot more they can do with Gondor. There's a lot more they can do with Mordor, Harad and stuff. I think they could go do some more Harad.
Easterling's a big one.
And I think that Easterling might get brought up in a supplement focusing on the war in the North. War in the North.
Yeah.
With Dane, which you could focus on more of a Durin's folk. Dane is Dane still in Durin's folk? No, I think they took out his
Dane from like War of the Rings Dane.
Yeah, War of the Rings Dane.
I think like the thing is we gotta think about this. This supplement was supposed to come out in December, I think, or early November or something like that, or late November. We gotta think about this. We've had 3 supplements this year, literally couple dozen new profiles. And if we continue then into next year and have 3 supplements, you gotta think it's pretty crazy to think about. I've gotten pretty much everything I wanted. I mean, like, I'm a big Rohan player. I already got everything I wanted with Gondor War, and now Rohan at War is coming out, and I'm gonna get even more. So basically, the Rohan and the Shire are my 2 favorite armies I like to play, and I got the supplement for those first. So I'm interested to see like what other people, because I know like other people, people have their favorite armies and stuff. So I'm kind of interested to see when people get their favorite armies updated or new profiles and things.
Yeah. So I think that it's an exciting future. So we'll have to see what happens. Be looking for some new content coming forward. We have some battle reports we could film. Are planning on filming. We plan on filming some more thematic scenarios. It's just between life, it's hard to film. Because really hosting the channel is kind of another hobby.
It's part of our hobby.
Yeah.
But then it kind of takes the back burner when we're going to tournaments or
Yeah.
when we're setting up events and things.
Yeah. So, anyway, please put your guys' thoughts on what we talked about with the different source books coming out. I think that's a fascinating thing that they're doing. I think that I think that Gondor War might have been intentionally small, just so they had a little bit more room to work with future.
Small. So, yeah, it's like it was small in profiles.
Yeah.
Which is what my biggest disappointment was with it.
So I think I honestly, beginning to think of this is that it was intentionally that way, so that they have room for other books.
Yeah. Because if they put all their eggs in that one basket,
then they would just have Gondor War, and that would be their big release.
Yeah.
And, it'd be like 3 years without another release, and then you're like, oh, okay, this kind of stinks. So I think that honestly, they're being smart. Initially, I think it was just, I say disappointed. It's not that I was disappointed with it. It's just that I thought it kind of, the scale was kind of small.
Yeah, well, it was lacking scope.
But I think that in the grand scheme, if they're doing what I think they're doing, it's going to be a really awesome thing. It's just going to be a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
because like you said, I literally thought Rohan got everything they needed.
Yeah.
They got their really good Legendary Legion. They already got buffed in the armies of Lord of the Rings, and now they're getting more stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And here's another thought: is next year, they might have like 9 source books planned for Lord of the Rings or whatever. Next year, we might not even see any of those source books. They could just release like Hobbit source
stuff.
books, like with
Stuff based
Legendary
on
Legions.
Hobbit.
Yeah. Which, hey, that'd be cool. Kind of returning a little bit back. I mean, a lot of people, when the there was a discussion about not wanting to see any new Hobbit stuff, just because that was in the forefront for many years.
Yeah, since
New Hobbit armies,
13 or whatever.
new Hobbit models. But I think we've had an influx of new Lord of the Rings stuff. I think it'd be a good time next year if they released maybe 2. I think they could really realistically do 2 source books with Legendary Legions.
Well, what would they? Because they'd probably want to add some new profiles.
Well, I think that I do think that there was a lot of not leaked, but like speculation on different heroes they could do for like Thranduil's Falls, for example.
Yeah.
The guy in several scenes who's blowing the horn.
Yeah.
He could be a model they release. They could release maybe like a couple guys from made up dudes or some guys from the appendices.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they pretty much have endless possibilities, really. But it's just
like they could have a release and maybe some new heroes. I think Gundabad could be fleshed out a little bit more, because right now you have.
Well, I know one thing people are begging for are the Troll Catapult. Never got a model. Thorns Company, Goats never got models, and they never got models for the tower.
Yes. So all those things would be kind of released with the supplement.
Well, be an idea is they could do like a Battle of 5 Armies book based just on the Battle of 5 Armies. Have 3 or 4 Legendary Legions in there, maybe 2. Then they can have the Signal Tower come out like a plastic Signal Tower. If they want to go with like plastic terrain, then they can have the Catapult Troll, and then they can maybe have the Thorns Company come out in the Goats.
Yeah, and they can release some Dale terrain.
Yeah.
Maybe some Dale houses.
Some ruined like Dale or something.
Yeah, some marketplaces or something.
Yeah.
So there is stuff they could do there that I think would be beneficial, because the Hobbit stuff, I guess in scope, there's not as much as they can do, but there is stuff that they could flesh out.
Yeah.
I would like to see a little bit more versatility with like Azog's Legion. They could even do that as one of the.
That's the Legendary Legion.
Yeah,
Azog's Legion.
Yeah. So, anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Yeah.
I think we've had some good discussions.
Yeah. We're trying to update you guys on what we've been doing and keeping any subscribers out there who aren't in the
in the loop
on everything.
Yeah, keep their trying to inform people what's happening.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time. I remember we discussed this in a video probably a year or 2 ago. The golden age of SBG. I think that we're in it. I think that we're not only thriving but growing as a community.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, Nova this year sold out.
Like fast.
fast. So there's new players coming in, and so I would just encourage everybody to hold out their hand to new players and try and bring them in and show them how great our community is.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
anyway, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and comment below, and enjoy your Middle Earth adventures.